I feel like I say that all the time.
You do.
Ready as I'm ever gonna be.
It's fine. It's your signature catchphrase.
And nobody
You need a
knows because
t-shirt.
it's always before we go live.
You need to put
But
it on a
now
t-shirt.
we're live and we're talking about it. So yeah, people know.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of, we are live. Hi, everybody. How are we doing?
Hi.
We're
here.
back after a 3-week hiatus.
Does it feel like 3 weeks or does it feel like 3 years? Because I honestly feel like 3 years have passed.
Yeah, honestly, I was just like, I don't even know how to live stream anymore. Like,
I'm so like, I forgot, to be honest with you, because it's been so long. I was like, oh shit, it's next week.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, well, thank God I read this book already because that's tomorrow.
Well, and Nicole, part of the reason I reached out to you this weekend was I was like, I haven't talked to Nicole because like this is the beforehand is when we get together.
So it wasn't
and
just my birthday?
Well, it was everything. But at the same time, I was just like, God, I haven't talked to you in forever. And so like after a week or two, I go without talking to you. I'm just like, life just doesn't feel complete at that point. I'm like, something's missing.
It doesn't feel right.
I know, you messaged me. You're like, are you okay? Because we haven't talked in like 6 days. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hello, is anybody there?
Just reach out to the universe and see if you get a response. Hi, cool gamer. How are you?
How was your big birthday?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, it was fine.
Come on, Nicole.
I was like,
People
mine?
in the room behind you.
Oh yeah, I'm like, we're cleaning house. Look at this shelf is like empty. Look at it.
You're welcome.
I still have to do. I'm gonna do a final count and just see how many books.
I got boxes for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I know that Joe, like, if we run out of boxes, pretty sure.
We do live next to a Home Depot. Hi, Pat. How
Nice.
are you? Hello, Liz.
Hey.
People saying hi to each other. I love it. I don't have a physical copy of this book. I would actually like a physical copy of this book because I like the new covers, but she doesn't have any plans. She doesn't have any plans to release this in a physical form. But we're talking about Prophecy by Julianne Lindsey. Before she was this amazing cozy writer and romantic suspense writer, she took a stab at YA fantasy. And honestly, what I really do, like what I really just think just to sell this, and we talked a little bit about this before we went live, is that it's a better version of Twilight mixed with Vampire Diaries and Teen Wolf. So if you like any of those things,
read it.
You will like this book. Honestly, it does have like the quintessential YA tropes, like the chosen one trope, like this girl, two guys, kind of thing. Family, and what a little twist that I like that it has in it has Norse mythology instead of your typical Greek mythology that you see in everything. So I like when there's mythology in things, but I like it even more when there's like a different thing that's not talked about very much, like Norse or Egyptian mythology, or like Mayan mythology. And I say mythology just because that is what that's just the terminology. I'm not saying like myth, like this thing isn't true, because for a lot of people that is their culture and they do believe fully in the things that people in the Western part of society call mythology. But I know this stuff is very true for a lot of people. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. But we have Callie. She's in her senior year of high school, and really all she wants to do is swim. That's all she wants to do. She wants to swim.
Get rid of her dick boyfriend, Kirk. Oh, I hate that guy. And Hannah. Hannah could take a short walk off a long walk off a short cliff. Damn it! You know what? I want them to die at the peril of a long cliff. Okay, they don't have to go far, and they hit every rock on the way down. That's my thought process.
Just hit every single sharp rock on the way down.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The best friend was my favorite. Justin was my favorite.
Oh, Justin was wonderful.
Justin was great. And what I really liked about it, because it had like a little snippet of a love triangle, but Callie was fully invested in Liam, which I really like that, because I don't like it when she like hems and haws like back and forth. And when I say she, I mean typically like the female protagonist of these YA novels.
Bella Swan.
Bella. But I really like that she, once she made the decision to be with Liam, like she didn't entertain like the talk like her and Justin was just destined to be together because they've been best friends forever and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so senior year of high school, she's a swimmer. New family moves in next door. They're mysterious. They're the bad boys kind of. And yeah, and their last name is Hale, which I told Chendra, and Chendra was like, "What is that name from?" And I was like, "From T-Wolf."
I was like, "Duh! How could I have forgotten that?" And I was like, "I know it from somewhere." Yeah.
But I have a Greek and Roman history problem. If it's published, I have to buy it.
I feel
I have a physical copy. I just can't find it. I don't know where it went.
Of what?
I've been trying to find physical
Prophecy.
copies of this one. This
I got
is
it on
the only,
8 books.
yeah. This is the only series of hers that I don't own. Everything else I own.
Nicole, I'm pretty sure I helped you find a copy of this book. I'm just not sure you purchased it, or if you did purchase it, you forgot about it. And we'll find it on either Saturday or Sunday. It's probably in your YA room. All right, we haven't gotten in there yet.
I have a YA middle grade and children's room. But yeah, I probably honestly I remember you I know I have Deceived, which we haven't read yet. We haven't read Deceived.
You unboxed it in one of your blogs. Like
Prophecy or Deceived?
Prophecy.
Haha! So you do have it somewhere.
I don't know if you have the second one, but I remember seeing the original cover of the.
Oh, and I think it's signed. I think it's signed to somebody.
To somebody else.
Yeah.
Honestly, but I want this cover. This cover is really nice.
I know. I love this cover.
YA middle grade room. I approve. Yeah. Yeah. This is the romance room. So if it ends in an HEA or happy for now, this is where it is. It doesn't matter if it's contemporary, historical, paranormal, fantasy. It's in this room.
I wish I had it that organized.
Cozies are here, but it's just because I don't have really a whole lot of cozies, so I didn't feel like it was justifying putting it in that room. But yeah, things are happening. The purge has started, and I'm looking at all these books on my floor.
She got below 3,000. I'm so proud of you. At that point, like I hugged. It was. I'm doing
the same thing. I'm trying to purge everything.
Yeah, it was seriously. If I wasn't at 3,300 physical books, it was somewhere very close, and now I'm at 28. So it's a lot.
Yeah. See, I told you. You only get rid of the ones. The first round, because there's 3 of them. Don't worry, we're gonna go through them all. The first round is the ones that you didn't like, or the ones like there were multiple times. Nicole, I handed her a book. I'm like, "What do you feel about this one?" And she goes, "I honestly have never seen this book in my life." And I was like, "You had it at one point because you bought it, but."
And then I look at my Book Buddy app, and I'm like, "Oh, it's in here. I know."
You added it at some point.
And I know, like, it was a lot of books. I was like, I've literally never seen this book ever.
That's why I literally am pulling everything off my shelves, and I'm like, am I ever actually going to read this?
Oh, it was so funny. But yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's happening.
Get to the other room tomorrow, this weekend sometime. You just have to let me know Saturday or Sunday which day works best.
It's probably going to be Sunday.
Okay.
Because my mom is taking me out on Saturday.
Oh, fun.
Yep. But anyway, okay, this book.
Sidetracked.
And I apologize. I read this at the beginning of the year. So yeah.
What I want to know is how nobody else, and maybe this was already explained, and I was just like, what? The crows or the ravens that were literally the size of Volkswagens, like, you can't miss that. Okay, 1, 2. How dare Buddy die? Like, I felt so bad. They cleaved him in 2. I was just like, no.
Oh, the guy that owns the restaurant? Yeah.
The restaurant, yeah.
That was pretty bad. I was like, ah.
Like, why you gotta kill him? He didn't do anything to anybody.
I don't know. Like, I don't think it was ever explained, but I just kind of went with it. Like, how come people can't see these huge freaking crows?
Well, and then, and the mom, who's also, I think, Nike.
Yeah.
Descendant? I think she was Nike in general.
Yeah. You're right.
She was just like standing, and they were watching her. She's like, "Why are you watching her?" She goes, "She just stood on like the property line, like staring at the house." I go, "That's kind of unnerving. Like, what's there?" I'd start looking around, but she thought there was a bird on top of the house. I mean, if it was a bird the size of a Volkswagen, I'd also kind of stop and stare for a while.
I would also be perplexed. For sure. But yeah, let me see. I do have some post-it notes. My first post-it note was when Kirk was like, no PDA, Kirk motioned to me at Liam's side. So this is obviously after like she broke up with Kirk. And I said, shut the fuck up, Kirk. Go suck face with Hannah Banana.
That's towards the end. That's your first posted.
Yeah, that's like the
Is
middle
it
of the
towards the
book.
end? I know. I have like a whole bunch after that. Maybe I don't know.
Because I was just like, she started the book broken up with him, and they didn't start doing PDA. Because I remember that too, and I was just like,
it was after. It was literally right after. Like she's like sitting on the floor, and Liam helps her up, and like he just like tucks her into his side.
I don't know. I thought they were, maybe I'm thinking of something that happened way towards the end where they were like making out in the hallways.
No, this is like 20.
Don't do this.
No, I looked at it's only 20% into the book.
I would have thought it was at least 80%. Me and Alicia are on the same page. So me and you, Alicia, are thinking of the same scene. And I'm just like, they were literally making out at one point later in this. I don't remember this first one.
Well, because
you're talking about Justin, not Liam.
No, it's Liam. No, it's Liam.
No, her and Justin never kissed.
No, her and Justin never kissed.
The elbow bump.
Yeah. That was always cute.
But I always thought it was weird how Liam would constantly say, well, you're meant to be with Justin. I was like... Yeah. And then he was like claiming her. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, that's the whole part of the prophecy thing. And that's why I was also glad that, you know, like that didn't kind of sway her decision. Like after she decided to be with Liam, like I am with you. Like I don't care what the prophecy says.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like I'm choosing you. And you know, because you know that could be like a lot of like that could just be like the fuel for the love triangle. It's like, oh, well, I'm supposed to be with him, but I really want to be with him. And it's like, she like hems and haws about it, but she doesn't. She makes up her own mind and she just like, I'm choosing Liam. So I like
And then she goes, I'll be with you forever. I'm like, you're 18. Like, if I had the guy I had a crush on when I was 18, I look at now and I'm like, ew. No, thank you.
I met my husband and we started dating when I was 15. So.
Yeah.
You're a special person,
like
though,
a very
Nicole, okay?
small,
you're like, you are the exception.
Yeah,
you're not the rule.
Like, it's just, and like making all these declarative statements. I'm like, you're 18. Stop.
You're supposed to have your life together by 18. Don't you know that?
And tell my
32-year-old when I don't have my life together.
Honestly, I feel like it's like I'm 33 and I'm just like, what?
I know.
I still need an adultier adult to help me out with things. Like, no.
My next post-it note is basically, it's like the same. I think it's the same page, or maybe it's the next page. But it's just Callie just thinking about maybe she had seen, and she being the librarian, had seen Kirk dry humping Hannah in the hallway between classes too. And I'm like, exactly. Kirk was like so mad when Callie and Liam were like getting closer together and being all touchy-feely when they are broken up and he's already with Hannah Banana. Like, what is your problem, dude?
And he was like licking her while she was sitting in the library. I'm like,
licking her. I was just like, that is so gross.
I wanted Kirk to die at one point. Like, I was just like, why can't we just end him? And Hannah, because she was a bitch. I'm sorry, okay? I know that we're all supposed to be like, women power. But no, this girl was the worst. The worst. No.
Yeah, I did not like her at all. Yeah, Kirk could go freaking die anytime. I think all of my post notes are about Kirk and how I want him to die. Because my next post note is literally about Kirk.
Well, and that was the thing, like every guy in the book at least hit him once and he was still doing stupid shit. I'm like,
stupid shit.
It's because he has a brick for a head. He don't freaking get it. Yeah. And yeah, this was Kirk widened Kirk the jerk. Kirk widened his stance. Just because I don't want her doesn't mean you can have her. I'm like, you are seriously a Neanderthal.
And then calling her the part that pissed me off was calling like her sloppy seconds.
I
was like, that is disgusting. Like, ugh.
Especially because she like held out on him. Like, don't be a dill hole. 1, 2. How does the whole fucking town know that Kirk the jerk is basically a dick? And then they all flip on her as soon as like Hannah's blowing him in the car. I was like, excuse you, town?
Because he's a football player, and that's how small towns work.
Exactly. That's exactly
He's a football player, and that's how small towns work.
Small town teen royalty, you know, he's the
That's how
football
my high school
player,
worked.
beloved. Yeah,
The football
exactly.
players got away with everything. Did everything you could think of, and they got away with it because they were
want to be at the Taylor Swift song and just kill someone and bury them in the bayou. Let me just tell you, that's how I felt at one point.
Exactly.
Hated all of them.
I think this is no, this can't be it. Hold on. Who is this?
We got 15 minutes into the live. You can't end it now.
No, I know. I'm just like this is my next post. It's 44%. So I had a lot of post-it notes, and they were all about Kirk. Oh, I think this is when. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I told you I read this at the beginning of the year, 5 months ago. I don't. Okay, so I think this was they were. I think this part is they are in. They're in the diner, and that Tony guy shows up. Yeah, and he's like in her face and almost like licking her. Like this one thing I highlighted, and when he said, "I will devour you," and he said he breathed over my tongue. Like she literally felt his breath like in her mouth. Like he was like so close to her, and I'm just like, where is Liam? He better get there.
Yeah, where was? And I think she even asked him.
Me though, I would have bit his tongue off.
Well, I think she did. Like she picked up her foot and stomped on his. She picked up her foot and stomped on his toes, and he still
like
didn't
he
do
did.
anything.
Like it said when his tongue jammed into my mouth again, I bit it hard enough to amputate.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, it's this Tony guy. But yeah, and then it just says after that, just as he disappears, and like Liam is like nowhere to be found. I was kind of like, usually the hero like shows up when the damsel is in distress, and I was just like, what is this amateur hour?
That's what made me wonder if it was going to be Justin, because he was the one who was there, not Liam at all.
Right.
Justin was kidnapped at that point. No,
like he comes, like he comes, but it's literally like as Tony was leaving, he comes like not in a good way. But yeah, I'm like, what is this amateur hour? Like you're literally like. So like, and he obviously was there because Tony's leaving and Liam is out there, and Tony's like, she is yours, like as a question, and he says no. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Well, I think his purpose for that, I think it was explained a little bit later, was that he didn't want them knowing that she belonged to him, just because part of the Viking lore was if they knew, they would take her and they'd kill her, or they'd do things.
Yeah, and it went back to like the event in the restaurant where Justin claimed her, so he would like shut the hell up the first time they met. Yeah. Before he basically mouth assaults her at that party.
I still didn't like it.
No, nobody liked it.
Oh, after that, I was like, thank you for showing up, Liam. Jeez. He finally shows up. My next post note is just that I like that it's Norse mythology instead of the typical Greek. I mentioned that at the beginning. So
I thought it was interesting that they brought Odin into it, because I just got done reading American Gods not too long ago.
Oh, yeah, because they had Odin and Zeus.
Yeah. Yes. I thought it was weird how she always said, when people said she looked like her mom, that in her head she's like, she's not my birth mother. And I'm just like, that's weird to constantly say that. I'm like, that's a little weird.
Did we ever find out if she was? I don't think I think it was someone different, but
it makes me wonder. Calypso was her mother, like the actual Calypso.
And okay, because I was trying to think, like maybe we'll find out.
The mom, like who was raising her, obviously wasn't her birth mother. So
yeah,
that's why.
But it was just weird how she would constantly say in her head, "That's not my mother."
Right.
But your mom, she's the one who's raising you. Like,
I wonder if in the next book we'll find out if like the mom that's raising her is like a sister or something of Calypso, because she seemed to be like really into all the mythology and learning a lot of stuff. So it made me wonder, like, she's probably got a bigger role to play. I like when that with their mom.
When what was it? Not the swimming coach, but the recruiter was like, "You look so much like your mom," and she literally says in her head, "She's not my mom." And I'm like, "But you just said like 2 paragraphs before that you love your mom."
Yeah,
Like I'm confused.
I was weird. That worried me too because I was like, because it was Larson. I don't know why that name sticks out, but it did. And I was like, how do you know what her mom looks like? Like, I need more information about you, sir. And I think
And that he has the tribal tattoo all the way up his arm. Something's up there.
I like that she could see those tattoos and nobody else could. Because then it was just like, who has a tattoo? Who do I need to be worried about? And what side are you on?
Right. Liz says it definitely ends in a way we have to read the next book. Yeah, that's the next book club meeting. Yeah. And I promise I will try to reread. No promises, actually. Like,
yeah, because we got the whole other room to go through. So priorities, Nicole. I'll make sure I read it once.
I just had Alexa read it to me while I was doing stuff today.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I started to physically read it, and then there were other things that I had to do. So I was just like, okay, Alexa, you're up.
It's like, well, for Uncle Rick tomorrow, like, we have to read like 2 books. So that was really like the priority for me. But then I ended up Sal and Gabby break the universe and Sal and Gabby fix the universe. But spoiler alert, I didn't like the first book, so I DNF'd it. So here we are.
I DNF'd a book
premise
recently,
seems
too.
really cute.
That's my third book.
It was just all over the. I mean, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah, I DNF'd These Violent Delights. It was interesting, but I got 30% into it, and I was just like, I was dreading picking up the book.
Familiar. Is that the Romeo and Juliet retelling?
Yeah, and it's really, really bad.
It was really, I mean, it was intriguing, but I feel like after 30%, not a whole lot had happened, and they were like going back and forth with things, and there was like I was very lost. And
there was no character development.
Yeah, and I at that point I'm like, you know what? I'm dreading reading you. I don't want to read you, therefore I will stop reading you and move
I've been DNF happy lately. I'm just like, I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it.
That has been me as well. I
DNF'd it. I think it was chapter 5 when they were like, oh, she's in love with you so much. You knew each other for a week when you were 14. She's been out of the country since and now she's 17, and you still are so in love with each other after being together for a week. Like, no. I don't care, teenager or not. No.
Yeah, I'm at a point where I'm just like, I've got too many books to read. I've got too many books coming in to read now.
And I have a signed copy, and I have to find a way to get rid of it.
Find a way to get rid of it. Okay. My next post note is when Allison was talking about like her kiss with Oliver Hale, Liam's brother.
Oh yeah.
And obviously at this point Callie knows about the whole demigod and things.
She's already banged it out with Liam.
And so I like how it's this whole paragraph. It says Oliver had gone all Norse demigod on her. I wasn't sure how to deal with that. If he came out to her, I wouldn't be alone in the world of lightsaber deaths and warring vampire clans. On the other hand, knowing put her in danger, like Liam and his family. For that reason, I hope the barn scene was a one-time thing. And I'm like, Callie, don't be selfish. You can't be the only one getting some good Viking dick, okay? Like, let your friend have fun.
I liked Oliver. I thought he was cute.
I like Oliver too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was just like, you know what? You can't be the only one who's happy. Don't be that person.
And at the end, when she doesn't remember him, I was like, oh, that's so sad.
I know.
I hate when Tony comes in later and he's like, yeah, we all watched the barn. And I was just like, that's disgusting, sir. Get out of here. And like, it's a Viking thing. And I go, no, that's unacceptable.
Voyeurism and no.
Unacceptable.
Oh
gosh. Oh, okay. So I think, okay. This is Liam and Callie doing the sex, and it's his
what?
Chest, I know. I was like, his chest rumbled and his lips fell on mine. With tender touches, the man holding my heart showed me what people sacrifice their lives for, and I said, sex? Coitus? This is Lindsey. I am clutching my pearls.
Although she did mention, I think in one of her reader groups, I'm not sure which one, where she was just like, does anyone want to read this? Beware, like there's more like sexy stuff in here. And I was just like, oh,
Yes, please.
Sign me up. Thank you.
Like done and done.
Done and done. Yeah. So, yeah, and a YA too. I wasn't mad at it. I mean, obviously, it's not on page. It's just like,
but it's more realistic too. It's like the teenagers. Come on, like it's more realistic. Like we're not gonna play like the abstinence rule with teenagers. Come on,
right?
No. But did he touch
when
her
half
wrist
of my
first?
graduating class ended up pregnant while we were graduating? So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
I hope he touched other things, Liz. This isn't a historical.
Let's just
This isn't a historical, okay? Like,
I swooned, so I'm assuming yes.
Don't be coy.
And at least they didn't break the bed, like in Twilight or some shit.
I recently rewatched Twilight. Oh my god, it's terrible, but I still love it.
And
I read the first. My stepsister gave me the first book, and I was like, hell no. Writing alone, I was like, no, I'm good.
And didn't like someone send in our book message that they're reselling like Twilight stuff at Hot Topic? I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, why is the world like still
progressing?
Like, well,
it's a 10th anniversary thing, I think.
Twilight is still just 10 years? No, I don't think so.
The first movie was the year I graduated high school.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
It would have been more than 10 years.
Twilight still has people in a chokehold, and I really just want people to stand up. I really do. I really just want. I
want there to be
get
good.
Off of your knees, everybody.
I love to hate it. 2008. It came out in 2008. Oh my god.
That's the year I graduated high school. My stepsister dragged me to the damn movies to see that horrible thing.
That's why I was just like, it can't be 10 years. It's over 10 years.
And it was so gross. Like, it was so gross because I remember like these 40-something-year-old women swooning over Taylor Lautner, who was like 16. I'm like, that's disgusting. Like,
definitely not. Well, and I love watching it now that I've read like 50 Shades of Grey, and I'm just like, that's the same. That's where they got that.
Well, that's what it is. 50 Shades of Grey is a Twilight fanfic.
I know.
It is, yes.
I even got my friend to
I'm not trying to like badmouth fanfic. I read some myself, but that's what it is.
I love fan fiction. And some people are just lucky to get their shit published.
Well, some fan fiction's just bad. Like,
sometimes it's so bad it's good.
I've never gotten to that point with a book that it's so bad. With movies, yes. With a book, no.
Yeah.
I'm now on a DNF like kick. I've DNF 3 books this year.
We must be on the same wavelength. I've just been like, nope, out.
I'm putting it on my list of for our Bookish Academy Awards. I have a DNF like section.
A DNF section.
At the end of the year, I can be like, in moratorium or memoriam. We've got
Memoriam.
Wish Out of Water. I gave up on.
Oh, I wish I DNF'd that so bad because I think that put me in like a month-long slump. And then we had that 7 Eves in that same month. So between Wish Out of Water and that 7 Eves book, I was just like, my brain can't do this anymore.
I think it was actually less. Let's see. Yeah, because you could get these Violent Delights from Hoopla. So I was like, yeah, totally. Like, that's a great idea. And then I was just like, no. And Nicole, ever since I helped you with your bookshelves, I'm looking at these behind me and these down here. I'm just like, y'all got to go.
You gotta go. You gotta get out of here.
Especially because I got my bookish box for, I think it's June. And look at this copy.
For what? What is it?
These are Crooked Hearts.
Oh, that's a cute cover.
Yeah, this is their June book. Look at these edges.
I love sprayed edges.
You know I'm a slut for stenciled edges. Like, I'll say
I'm a slut. You slut.
Well, you know the book's got to be bad if I want to sell a book that's got sprayed edges.
Signed.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I
may have DNF Skin of the Sea. I just never finished.
I love Skin of the Sea.
That book was so good.
Liz. You have to read the sequel because the sequel. Have you seen the cover for the sequel? Like, my God, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
And it's purple.
I was meh about it. Here, I got a cat.
Kitty cat. I love Skin of the Sea, and whoever disagrees, you're wrong.
It made me cry. It was my first 5-star of the year.
It made me cry too, and it went in the freezer. And the author liked that I put it in the freezer, and she was asking me like, "Why did you put it in the freezer?" I was like, "You know what you did." And she was like, "Oh, was it this scene?" I was like, "Yes."
She started following me on Twitter after I tweeted about something while I was reading it.
Lindsey K. Adams started following me on Twitter, and I like freaked out. I'm super excited
we're definitely reading the second book. So
that's one of the books I have on pre-order.
When does that come out?
The end of September or early October.
Don't ask me. I don't know. It'll just show up when it
September
shows
27th, I think.
September 27th. Okay. That probably, I think we have an
unless they push it, because they've been pushing literally
They've been pushing everything. I hate
it. I still am not over the fact that we have to wait till February for Don't Fear the Reaper. I'm upset. I want to read that right now. And I'm seeing all these people with arcs, and I'm like, I want one so bad.
I have my eye on the sequel if we read book 2. We are reading it. We're discussing it now. Yes, we're reading it. I just don't know. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go on Amazon and see.
That's what I'm doing. Hold on.
Hey.
It won't let me recommend it, but it's that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
The highly anticipated sequel
September 27th and
what is it? What'd you say? What?
September 27th.
And
then the sequel to the N.K. Jemisin book is November 1st.
Oh, okay. Cool.
One Mermaid Will Rise.
One Mermaid.
All right.
Oh no, I don't
any of them going down, but all right.
I actually need your guys' help. I'm trying to find like board book versions of Jane Austen's books for my little sister, and I can't find them anywhere.
Some what?
Like board books, like little kid books of like Jane Austen's work. I want to get
look for that.
My sister, and I can't find them anywhere.
I have one of Pride and Prejudice, but I found it at Bookman's.
Okay. I'm just trying to find like maybe like a whole set for her because she's only one. So
hey, let me recommend it.
Good job. Sorry. I have a Revolutionary War book that has been moving since spring. Okay.
Yep.
Why?
And then when they moved Don't Fear the Reaper from what was it, October of last year to February of this year, they deleted my pre-order.
Really?
That happened a lot. I've actually stopped pre-ordering a lot of books on Amazon because they've canceled even the ebook ones.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? How do they
I'm just gonna order it from the store that he frequents in Colorado, and I order a signed copy. It's only $1 more.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can send you the link if you want.
Pat, it does look so good. I'm so excited for it. Pride, Emma, Sense and Sensibility for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them for my little sister. I mean, she's not watching, so it's not she's only one, so she wouldn't get it.
The dog is
but we gotta start
noises. Yeah,
Which
that's
one?
true. Duchess.
I'm just trying to find cute books for little girls, you know. I'm good at picking out gifts for little boys. I suck at stuff for little girls.
I'm the worst at gift giving, I feel like.
Especially when they're that little. I gave her a book for Easter and she just started chewing on it. I was like, that's why I bought the board book, because I was like,
that's what they do. You get like the plastic ones. Like there is plastic ones where if they chew on it, it's not gonna like ruin the faces.
Yeah. But she's still on the phase of
putting everything in her mouth. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. That's what they do.
Even though she's not supposed to.
She's like, try and stop me. But
I've been on a couple tangents today so far.
I don't have any more Post-it notes, so
I didn't have
take it away, y'all.
4, and you covered all of them pretty much.
Good job, me.
Yeah, I didn't make Post-it notes. There were a couple lines that I really liked in there. It was good.
I like when she finally hit Kirk, though. I was like, it's about freaking time you
hit him.
Damn it. Everybody else hit him for you. Like,
I was like, break your hand, girl. I don't care if we're taking that from New Moon. Oh my God. No, it was Eclipse. When I watched that scene, she broke her hand punching my face. And I was like, like Billy Burke, the dad, whatever his real name is.
What
is his dad's name?
The dad?
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie. Sorry, all I could think of was the actor's name.
That's fine. I knew who you were talking about. Like, yes.
was so
I
wonderful.
love him so much.
And
I
then
love him as an
Twilight,
actor.
bring
He's
him
great.
in.
So funny. I love him
Cocks the
so
gun.
much.
They
Yeah,
did
he
great
does.
casting on him. Great casting.
Nicole, have you read A Caribbean Heiress in Paris by Adrienne
sounds
Herrera?
I just bought it. I
No,
haven't read it yet.
haven't. I want
I read
to
it.
so bad. I love
I
the
have it.
cover.
And the cover's so pretty.
It's so pretty. I want to. Have you read it, Pat? Is it good? Let me know. Because
It's got one of those weird insets where it looks like it might be a step back, but it's just like blurbs.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Just give me
That's
a
the
step
only
back.
thing I don't like about it. I'm like,
Hi, Bree. Honestly, like I feel like every romance should have a step back. Like, why are we limiting it to historicals and only some historicals?
yeah.
Like
And
every
I
romance
hate when
should
it's
have
like a fake
back.
step back too, where it's just like grass. And I'm like, I want to see like a laird I
want to see abs. I want to see bodice ripping. I want to see clinch. And yes, I do want to see like the castle and the hillside. But no,
as the background, I want to look at the naked man just laying on the grass.
Thrown on the floor or chair or bed, clutching themselves in passion. I don't want it.
Yeah, nothing. I was like, I'm trying to find a step back here.
Seriously, there's not enough.
That's not enough.
Okay, I'm really excited to read it then, Pat, because it looks really good. I know what I want.
Yeah.
And ever since like I made Jen discover that historical romance have step back, she's like, oh my god.
I know there's a couple of them that you got rid of on Sunday, and I was just like, are you sure it's got a step back in it?
You're like, look at this step back. I'm like, yeah.
I would take all the ones she wanted to get rid of if they had step backs in them.
Well, let me go through them and we'll see. Yeah.
We only went through round 1. Just wait, Nicole. You think that you're not going to get rid of any more of those? We're going to go to our first bookman's like, oh, you want to go ahead and get rid of these? And they're going to be like, you can have $200 in store credit. And you're going to come back to your house and you're going to start like organizing them. And you're like, I didn't really need you. Let's see if I can get money for you. I didn't need you. You go out here.
My used bookstore, they need to be pristine for them to take it. Like pristine. Oh. And I'm like, but I bought it from here, and it wasn't pristine when I bought it. And you're giving me
this book is in rough shape, but it does have a step back.
Ooh, see, we need the like flowing hair. We need like the Fabio moment. Like,
yep, for sure.
Like I get so excited when I find the old
this is from a library. That's why it's all fucked up. But yeah.
I love finding the old Fabio covers. I found 3, and the funny thing is they're always at Christian thrift stores.
That's hilarious.
And it cracks me up every single time. I'm like, of course the bodice rippers are at
I have one
religious.
I can see 2 at this moment. They're Joanna Lindsey with Fabio on the cover.
Yeah, I have what's the one? I have the one with the blue background. It's the Joanna Lindsey with him with the blue background. I forget what it's called.
Defy Not the Heart?
Yeah. And they were selling it for 50 cents. I literally I think I screamed out loud. I was like people were so quiet in the store, and I think I like shrieked because people were just staring at me.
50 cents? You could probably sell it on eBay for like $50. I still haven't.
It's not in the greatest shape. Like,
that's okay.
It's a freaking Fabio cover.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think I see another one with a step back. Hold on.
Yeah, I was surprised.
We need to find someone that'll make a calendar with all the step backs from all the old romances.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's just a man on a horse, but yeah, it has a step back.
See, that's
at least a mostly shirtless man.
Mostly
give me
shirtless.
Like Mr. Rochester on like shirtless.
I thought you were gonna say Mr. Rogers for a second. I'm just like,
no,
Alicia.
We learned things about Alicia today.
I mean, I love Mr. Rogers, but not like that. Ew.
We love Mr. Rogers, but
I have to say that's
as a
one of the best autobiographies that I've ever read was his.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Nicole, you got rid of this series.
The audiobook, LeVar Burton did the audio for Mr. Rogers.
Got rid of what series?
It's the Karen Chance one.
Oh yeah, I'm getting rid of it.
Did you like it? Did you read it all, or has it just been on your shelf for forever?
No, I read the first book. It doesn't end in an HEA, and the sex is fade to black. So I'm like,
oh,
These
I'm never
can go.
yeah.
And then I know you got some of your Lori Foster ones. So I'm looking at, I can see him behind there, and I go,
Oh yeah, did I get rid of Lori Foster? No, I kept Lori Foster.
You kept
Wait,
a few
I got
of
rid of
hers,
some of
not a
mine.
lot.
Yeah.
I got rid of who's Kerrigan Byrne. I got rid of those.
Yeah, I was like,
I sent them to Aaron. I'm like, you want these?
I was like, if it has a Viking, a Highlander, or a vampire, it's staying.
Yeah. I miss like a good vampire book. I want a good I miss good vampires.
I would say J.R. Ward's the Black Dagger Brotherhood, but like the first 7, and then just let
I
it
had
go
the first one on ebook. I think I got it one day when it was free on ebook or something.
I would say the first 6 are really good,
6, okay.
And then it gets to like this side character that we really didn't know much about. I'm like, why are we reading about him? It's just because it was like it was her way of introducing him into the series. I was like, okay, maybe have like a book with you introducing him, and then he can have a love interest. Like, I don't care about him right now.
I just got the first one of them. I forget the series, but Hunger Like No Other. I got that.
Yes,
exactly.
Give
So
me an
you're
idea
not wasting your time. For sure.
Or like just have like it on like the back and be like explicit.
Yeah, for 16 or older, for 18 or older. Like let's make that a thing.
It has scenes that are illegal in some states. Yes.
Well, that was the one part of this book. I was like, you could definitely tell it was like Twilight, because like she was like, I don't care how old you are, but you're 18.
Like, how old did he end up being? I feel like I missed him.
He didn't say it.
He didn't say that. Okay, that's why. Yeah.
I think he's pretty.
He was like, I'm centuries older than you. I'm like, ew.
I mean, but he doesn't look like he's centuries older. He still looks like he's 18. So that's why I allow it. Like, if you look like a middle-aged man, like, no, I'm not going to go for it. But no, you still look like you're 18. So fine.
Yeah, he's going to look like Thor, basically.
Thor is a good-looking man.
That's true.
He's a good-looking Norse god.
Exactly. Okay, anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Oh my god, that's so funny.
Put more post-it notes next time, because it's 2 weeks from now, yeah?
I forget to do it I know you can do it in the Kindle, but I always forget to do it.
Yeah.
When I have my physical flags in the book, I remember to
do it. But I'm
also the worst at like remembering things. So like Nicole, you did really great. You'd read something and you're like, this is when this was happening and this is what I said. Honestly, I would be like, I don't remember what was happening. This is what I highlighted and this is what I said. So magic that out. People saying hi to each other. I love it. Okay, so this is the next book club meeting. It's on the 17th of August. We're reading Goddess by Julianne Lindsey. It's book number 2 in the Calypso series duology, because there's only 2. But if you want to take a screenshot. All right. Yeah, I will try to be more prepared and reread the book so it's fresher in my brain. But yeah. I mean, I feel like you did really good. Even if I did post-its in the Kindle, could I access them during the live? Yeah, absolutely. You can.
Yeah, you just when you're done reading it, you post it to.
But I wonder if your problem is the same as mine. Would you remember where it was at when you posted it? Like, what was happening around the time of this highlight? Well, you just click on it and it goes to the page.
Mm-hmm.
Or
the percentage, wherever.
I've not had dinner yet, and I've had like most of this, so.
Have one for me, because I can't drink anything for like 3 weeks. So please enjoy for me.
Yeah.
I'm on antibiotics, and I'm like, I can't.
It's gonna be a late night. I've made the bad decision that I'm gonna go ahead after this and watch the first 5 episodes of Blackbird on Apple TV. So they're an hour long. I'm gonna be up until midnight. It's got Taron Egerton in it.
Oh, okay.
It looks really good. Go look up a trailer for it. Basically, he goes to jail some reason. And then
he's the one and Ray Liotta plays his dad, and it was the last thing Ray Liotta shot before he passed away.
Yeah. And basically I don't remember what he was in, but he was in another movie where he saved a bunch of people because he was like, this is a suspicious package. Like, we've got to like get people around it. And he saved hundreds of people's lives because it was an actual bomb that exploded. And then throughout the movie, they're like, well, he knew the bag was there. Obviously, he set it there, and they were trying to convict him of the crime. And he did a great job. I can't remember the actor's name, but basically in Blackbird, he plays a guy that Taron Egerton's character is supposed to like get him to get a confession so that his serving.
He's like a murderer or something.
Yeah, like a serial murderer, but he's like, they don't have enough proof against him, so his sentence will be reduced if they can get this guy to like confess to something. And I'm just like, I'm kind of intrigued. That's a little bit of a thriller. Do I want to watch it before I go to bed? Probably not. Should I wait till tomorrow to watch all of it after work so that I can just go into the last episode at midnight? Probably. Am I going to do that? No.
Nope.
Decisions are made.
I love the pose. You guys are awesome. No, thanks, Bree. Liz says I'm too slow. I don't have good reads.
That's all right.
That's okay. I mean, you can take your time. I mean, it's not a time limit.
Goodreads isn't my favorite.
We're typically here for 45
minutes for a screenshot.
You can always rewind us and then listen to us on 2 times speed to catch back up.
It's 2:46, Pat. Oh my God, that's amazing.
I don't know when she sleeps.
Real champion.
I do not know.
She's there. Like I
do not know when Pat sleeps, and I'm worried.
She's awake.
Pat, are you a vampire? Hear me.
Because I told her to go to sleep the last time I was doing reading.
I honestly, I'm gonna write a whole dissertation on how Pat is a vampire.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I tried to talk Pat into doing a live with me when I start my channel. She wouldn't do it.
She's not denying it. Pat's not
That's not a denial, Pat.
It's not a denial. And honestly, it's just Pat's the real MVP.
Yes, she is.
So
I mean, 2:46 a.m., 110%. I give you all the props. Did you stay up late or did you set an alarm to wake up? Now I'm curious. I got so many questions.
I'm like, how do you like? And every time I say hi to her, she's drinking a cup of tea. I'm like, how much caffeine do you have a day? Like,
so much to stay up until 2:45.
I had a half pot of coffee.
She says, no, I'm not. That's exactly what a vampire would say. Exactly. That also kind of reminds me, we haven't seen Maharet in a while, but she lives in Germany, so it's always like 4:00 in the morning for her when we go live.
We got to do more. We got to mix it up. You know what? I should put this book okay, you guys have now questions because now that I've got a bunch of special editions, because spoiler alert, I now have 3 book subscription boxes. One's a book only, okay?
Jesus.
Yeah, you got the bookish box, young adult. You have the bookish box, adult, and then magically I somehow got on the Fairy Loot's like young adult list. So I was like, all right, I can't not subscribe to this because if I don't take it, then I'm just.
I don't read enough young adult anymore to subscribe to a box though.
Oh, but they're always so pretty. Okay,
I know.
So which one do we want to read? Because I've gotten 2 so far.
All right.
We've got Together We Burn, which is basically from what I know about it, dragons and salsa dancing. Cool.
Oh, dragons and salsa dancing. I like.
And then Our Crooked Hearts, which I have no idea about. Okay. I got nothing.
I think that's another Norris retelling, if I remember correctly.
Maybe. The back says we didn't wonder where the magic came from or why it worked. We never asked ourselves, is this ours to take? Oh, is it yours to take? I don't know. I need answers.
They didn't.
And then the back of this book. Okay, so I basically get these for the special edition. So you got this. That's the front of the hardcover. Oh, wow. And then you got the foiling on the back. No fire, no heart. What does that even mean? And
Pat says 4 hours of sleep is enough. I used to live like that.
Look at that.
And then I turned 30.
Maybe when I was 21.
I was like, and then I turned 30.
Oh, yeah, my body was like, screw you.
Bree says Greek retelling.
Okay. So that sounds like Our Crooked Hearts. So I will work on putting that in October.
And Pat says, how do you know, Nicole, that you are a vampire? I've read a lot of vampire books. I'm kind of an expert. But
you're making me want to watch like Interview with a Vampire now.
Whenever I want to watch like a vampire movie, I watch Queen of the Damned, actually, because I love Aaliyah as Akasha. So
I know. It cracks me up when it's what's his Stuart Townsend, or what's the guy's name who playing Lestat in the movie, and he's such a good actor, but in that movie it's just not.
I love him.
I know, I love him too. I do, but like as Lestat, I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I love him, and I love what's her face from the Mighty Ducks. I love her gorgeous red hair, and I love Aaliyah as Akasha. So
I haven't seen Queen of the Damned since it came out.
Oh my god!
I remember seeing that in the movie theater because I was a weirdo, and I really loved Interview with a Vampire. But it was Brad Pitt, like, with long hair.
But also it had Tom Cruise in it, and I don't like Tom Cruise, so I probably watched that one time. In that
role, he was fantastic, but I don't like Tom Cruise.
No.
He was great in that movie, but I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan.
Every time I see Tom Cruise in something, I just see that one tooth that's in the middle of his face. That's all I see. That is all I see. And also the fact that he's a terrible person. I want to Interview with a Vampire. Oh, you watched Interview with a Vampire last week, but Queen of the Damned is just amazing. I cry every time. Every time. She's just amazing in that movie. Amazing. Taken too soon. I like to interview books better than the movies, so those are my gateway vampires.
I've never read the books. But my parents really liked Interview with a Vampire, so I grew up with it. It came out when I was 4, so.
I just love to support. I enjoy y'all. Thank you so much. Tom Cruise sucks in that movie.
But I don't know why. I love him in that movie, and only in that movie. And that's it.
No.
But everybody else, like, I love me some Christian Slater. Give me Christian Slater all day long.
Christian Slater.
I love Christian Slater.
I'm trying to think of the last movie I saw Christian Slater in. I can't even tell you.
He was in Mr. Robot, if you ever watched that on USA.
No, the TV show. I was like, what is that?
That was so good. That was such a guilty pleasure show for me. I loved it.
I know. No. Okay, everybody. We've been talking about lots of different stuff.
I was like, you can't say we've been talking about the book.
But like, I don't have anything else to say. But we'll see you. We're gonna call it a night, or I'm gonna call it a night because I have to eat, and I'm tired.
Me too.
But everybody,
empty.
Not next week. 2 weeks from now. Goddess by Julie and Lindsay. Thank you everybody who is watching now, and thank you everyone who is watching on the replay. Thank you to my lovely co-hosts. Their social media links are going to be in the description box for you, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. Bye.